Hey everybody, how's it? Aloha. Okay, a new band for me, never heard of. Is it over? Oh, it's KNOWER. KNOWER is the name of the band. The song is called Overtime, live band sesh. Okay, and you know, today is a really good day for me to be really diving into some brand new bands and stuff. I'm going to be cycling back into our, normal category of metal, prog rock, and all the subgenres. But right now I'm kind of leaning into some really fun new music. So KNOWER, Overtime. I want to thank you guys ahead of time just in case. For those of you who have bought me a cup of coffee, thank you so much. For those of you who don't know, the channel's not monetized. Any ads that run copyright claim, hoping that the musician and the band members are making their money. And I'll have links for the cup of coffee, so you see fit. If you decide to buy me one, it will be below. Also for their music, Spotify, and any merch. And also the headsets, AKG 240s, the link will be down there too if you want to check out what it is that I'm listening through. So let's do this. Overtime, KNOWER, live band sesh. All right.
Why do I get a second go?
What's the tempo?
1, 2, 1, 2, overtime.
You got my heart working overtime. I let you in, let you cross the line. You want my trust before you have to try. Give all your love if you wanna keep me. You got my heart working overtime. I let you in, let you cross the line. You want my trust before you have to try. Give all your love if you wanna keep me. You want my heart if you want my trust. Play with my heart, give me all your love. If you want my heart, if you want my trust, don't play with my heart, give me all your love. But I'm gonna get right to it. I don't know if we should do this. You into something dangerous, 'cause I'm little but I'm furious. I better be in the front seat when we cruising down Love Street. Don't waste this opportunity. I'm letting you get close to me. You got my heart working overtime. I let you in, let you cross the line. You want my trust, boy, you have to try. Give all your love if you wanna keep me.
All right. It looks like it's really funny. The video they're putting in there, this is the breakdown, this is the funk. I don't think I have to do any kind of reaction to it, but I do. The first thing I want to bring up is obviously this really does sound like it's a live room recording. They have no reason to not tell us the truth, but I'm just saying it just sounds really super cool. And these cool little isolation sections that they have looks like part of a closet and a part of another room or something. I do want to start off with the keyboard player, obviously, his rhythmical approach to what he's playing, super duper, super Chick Corea style funk kind of playing. The very first set of chords in the progression there were done with a very nice kind of wide open stereo EP style sound, electric piano. And then the rest of this has just been hardcore funk clav sound, a clavinet kind of jive that's going on here. Really reminiscent of some 70s style keyboard playing for me, the old guy, the old Decomposer here. Bass player, holy smokes, this guy's killing it. Very unique sound on the bass. I at first was like, okay, so he's running it through probably some kind of MIDI device that he's triggering maybe another synth sound, or he's got some kind of pedal that he's A-Bing, maybe he's got a nice straight bass sound, and then he's got what sounds kind of like an warpy kind of synth bass going on there. Saxophone, the whole thing, the saxophone voice, there's some unison stuff that's going on there that's beautiful. The voice is absolutely wonderful. I heard a few times she has really beautiful tone in her voice, super smooth way of approaching her phrasing and stuff, but she has this little tweaky squeak that she did a couple times that I thought was like, wow, that's crazy cool. For nuance as a vocalist, absolutely cool. But guys, I'm going to rinse right now with the drummer. The drummer's absolutely killing it. You know how I feel about stop-start stuff. There's a lot of music in space, between, the quiet places between notes. We've talked about that in my heavier prog metal, chug riffy stuff, that some of the super prog bands that have intense engineering, that might be Nolly style engineering, that really, even if the space is that of a 16th or an 1/8 between notes, that actually adds to the rhythmic value of the composition. So between it all and incredible syncopation and what's the word I'm looking for? Oh, crap. The older I get, the better I was. I'll figure it out anyhow. I'll get back to it now. Let's listen to it a little more.
I let you in, let you cross the line. You want my trust, boy, you have to try. Give up your love if you want to keep it. You want my heart if you want my trust. Don't play with my heart. Give me all your love if you want my heart. If you want my trust, don't play with my heart. Give me all. I don't know what I'm doing, but ooh, I don't wanna get ruined. Damn, can I get something? But just show me you're worth trusting. I'm the frost inside of me.
Okay, I gotta stop really quick. That sax solo going in, around, and about in the scale was absolutely mental. But what I loved about it is they kind of gave it a little bit of ambience when the keyboard kind of switched over to the supporting chord changes that were going there. He switched sounds from that clav into a really supporting. So that gave supporting wide ambient style. I'm probably back to that EP sound. But that's they're having so much fun. This is what I'm having the most crazy time watching this, because they're having fun. Obviously, there's some post mixing that probably went on. I'm going to guess. I don't know, but I'm going to guess. That kick drum, because of the way it looks like it's mic'd, I couldn't see if they actually have a mic on the kick or not, or just a few mics that are just more, wide open placed. Making dogs. That kick is very wide, and it doesn't sound like there was like an isolated compression on it or anything to give it a little bit more of a pocket. But I love that it's wide and very heartbeat kind of boom, boom, kind of a feeling. Listen for it again. So here we go.
Damn, can I get something? But just show me you're worth trusting. I'm the frost inside of me. You know that I'm so sweet. If you want me to slow down, I'm not gonna hang around. You got my heart working overtime. I let you in, let you cross the line. You want my trust, boy, you have to try. Give up your love if you wanna keep it. You want my heart if you want my trust. Don't play with my heart. Give me all your love. You want my heart if you want my trust. Don't play with my heart. Give me all your love.
This is such a wonderful performance to watch. I mean, even though that this sounds not really, I'm thoroughly convinced this is room recording live and everything. I wasn't denying that it wasn't, but there's a little bit of distortion on the kit, very slight, very more like a saturated distortion more than it is a level. And it could have been played with a little over-under compression on it. That keyboard solo, oh come on, really? That was just sick. and going in and out and about throughout the scales and stuff, and then playing outside of it was just sounded great. But what I'm really loving about this whole performance is that it holds water. It holds funk water, bags of funk water for days. But the fact that they're having so much fun doing it, and you really are going to have to watch this video on your own to enjoy some of the stuff that you can't see it if it's too small on my screen here. These really super cool things that they're adding here. Ooh, she added reverb, or oh, background vocals, who care, we did an overdub. I mean, they are having a great time. That makes a huge difference. So anyhow, let's go ahead and finish this out. Ah, that is the best. Jeez, that was great. That was just great performance. Musicianship, everything all around. It was just so cool. Another thing I want to say really quick about the keyboard player. So what it sounded like is he went in and out of 3 different sounds. You know, a very wide open ambient, whether it's an EP or some kind of affected keyboard, electric piano vibe. Then he went into the clav for the very super hard funk. Then he went into a real straight kind of square wave or maybe a saw wave synth that gave you that kind of depth, that hard left, hard right depth in the cans and stuff like that. This was great. This was just fun to watch. If you were missing that sense of live performance, musicians having fun, and you know, I was able, even though this is video, I was able to really connect with the energy and the performance of it and stuff. So this was great. This was great. This was great. I fully loved it. Don't forget, check out the link directly for this video below, because you got to see it with all the nuances they put in there. You know, they're having a great time, and they're just making sure that you know that they're having a great time by putting in all those, okay, reverb here, this is here, you know, I don't know. I yammer on. I get this, when I get this kind of excited and stuff like that, I'm just like everybody else, still kind of like, what the fuck just happened? Anyhow, thank you guys so much. As I've said, the links for the song below, the links for the cup of coffee, should you see fit to support the channel because it's not monetized. Buy me a cup of coffee, super cool beans, merch, headsets, and oh yeah, merch. You know that opening logo that I have? I actually have merch. And 100% of the proceeds from that merch goes to what I do with the kids as a ventriloquist and stuff. There's a link for that too, just in case you want to see what that's all about. All right, guys, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for rinsing. All right.